Hello, welcome back to Breaking Down the Rally. We just finished the New England Forest Rally last week, and so we wanted to take some time to go over some of the in-car video that we've had, and this is a great opportunity for us to break down some more of the actual driving mechanics that have been happening. We're going to talk mainly about my rally and some of the notes from Tim's rally, but overall I ended up with a podium finish, so we can talk a little bit about that too, and we appreciate you joining the channel. So for the New England Forest Rally, the first stage is called Concord Pond, and we were able to run that stage twice. By some chance, I was able to actually get the exact same time on both runnings, and I would be really excited about that if I drove it the exact same, but I drove it completely different on the second running. So I'm looking forward to having Tim and I watch this video, getting his thoughts and notes on me running the stage both times, and see if there's anything we can learn from watching both runnings.
And I might make note that usually when you run a stage twice, it's slower the second time. And in this case, I remember the start line got torn up a lot. They put new gravel in, and it was much deeper and a lot of wheel spin. So you probably lost a bit of time in the beginning. So I would say that right off, if you were the same speed the second time, you were faster.
Okay, that's good to know.
So left side's the first running, right side's the second running.
Yeah. Even with front wheel drive, you're losing some time there.
Right.
And
So yeah, it's about 4 seconds now. There's this.
so this is a very long, sweeping turn. You probably didn't change much. What I find is the big crest. Okay, so are you fully committed to this one? Yeah, you stayed right. This is the left by the bridge. I know
There's the bridge. 1, 2, so about three, almost 4 seconds. I'm faster still on the first running up to the bridge.
right? It seems like a lot more steering movement, a lot more steering.
So it'll be the whole thing the whole time on the second running. Why am I doing that, do you think? Because I actually didn't know. That surprised me that I'm steering way more than the first time.
Well, remember, part of our thing is that, if you get your feet right, you don't need to use your hands as much.
Right.
So I would think that if you're a lot more steering, you might be more gas, which is more spin, which requires a little more brake to keep the spin down. So you might be just trying harder, which is spinning more, and when you spin on a front wheel drive, your steering gets light.
Okay.
And maybe, with that much more power, you need to, when you start to see yourself turn too much, you got to check up and maybe stop the wheel spin with the brake, which you can only really do on a front wheel drive.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing that was what I was referring to off camera. Was I noticed it when I watched the video, and it's just shocking to watch the first time how calm my hands are, and the second time, the whole rest of this video, I am just I'm just constantly moving my steering wheel.
So some with Doug Shepard and some of the other old guys that used to always say, it's front wheel drive, just let it spin, and it's faster sometimes to give it a little more steering and have it spinning versus trying to constantly stop the wheel spin and so you have to experiment. When it's looser versus grippier, you might find that maybe a little bit more steering angle and just letting it spin, it might get your engine to rev up more. And remember, when you're checking up with the brakes, you are slowing down.
Right.
So that might not be too bad with the steering angle. So are you going flat over this crest?
I don't think the first time, but the second time I did.
And
I
then
was scared. But the second running, I felt way more confident
And-
having got to experience it.
Yeah, and remember the 5s and 6s are where new guys tend to be slower.
Right.
Because they don't trust their notes, or they don't trust the car, or they're just scared a little bit.
Right.
You seem to be going pretty good on the fast ones.
So that point, this is where I hit. We'll go back just 10 seconds here. On the first running, I'm about to hit the asphalt lip.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, and you're
so-
already here, or
we'll,
no?
We'll go through it again here. So watch the left side first. And about 10 seconds, I hit the asphalt.
Right in the middle.
I'm on the left side of the road. So I hit hard, and I get that bounce,
Yeah.
right? And that scared the crap out of me. And then there's
that's how
Cameron's
Cameron- yeah.
off at the same spot. So
Because of that bounce, probably.
138. Let's see how long it takes to get to the asphalt. And I went center that time. So I'm about 3 seconds behind at the asphalt section now. So I've gained a second since the start of the stage from where I was, because I was
Yeah.
about 4 seconds behind.
So I'd say the first bit was the tire spin, which is normal. You're on another 100 cars have been there.
Right.
And that there was the flat over the crest. I think you went a little quicker there. So there's another, maybe a half a second. And then the left by the bridge, maybe another half a second. I could see that where those are the spots where you,
Gain the time
you,
back.
you
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got off the notes on
Yeah.
the right. That was when we actually got off notes, but I didn't slow down.
That didn't slow you down.
Because it was around this corner that
Yeah.
we got the notes back.
Yeah, and I had a real problem with that too. Because I
And that
was,
was a rough corner
Yeah.
on the second pass.
was he behind? I heard you talking like you said.
That was when we were trying to get back on notes on
Okay.
the second pass, so I was dictating the road to Martin so that. we
So
could
that's
get
going to
back on
slow
the-
you down a little bit.
Yeah.
So how
was
much
that
better
second.
would you have been if you didn't lose place on the notes?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think you might have been faster, even with the road getting torn up and the notes maybe getting off the notes.
All right, so that was the jump. So we'll go back.
So on the left side, I'll hit the jump first.
Yeah, he could go. He goes. Kenny Boy and the rest of them go way faster through that corner before that jump,
So I stay
and
left.
they
I
carry
landed.
more speed into this jump.
So 24. So, and I'm coming out of that next corner faster, and so I'm sideways over the jump this time. 24, 25,
Turn, yeah.
26. So that's 3. No, we're still at 3 seconds apart in the stage time, but I'm sideways now in the road. Like you can see my hands are turned down because
Right.
I'm in the air sideways. But I landed well, and I had the wheels in the right spot with the gas on, so I didn't spin out, but I definitely got scared there.
I've had that same problem where you keep running the same road, and then you don't have a problem until you add more speed, whatever reason. And then all of a sudden now you're coming out of a corner. You're still in the corner when it gets light. Well, you never had that problem before because you never had that kind of speed.
Right.
So when you add more speed, if you had more power, you might find that jump after the long turn is more difficult because it's like you're compressing time now. You're going so much faster, you have less time to get it
Right.
straight from this corner to fly straight.
Because I wasn't thinking that way, and so I was just prepared to go over the jump like I did before, flat, smooth, straight, and it definitely surprised me when I came over it.
That's why I'd like to see the speed
Okay.
coming out of that corner. You
Right.
might have been coming much faster, which created a bigger problem with the jump. That
Right.
picture of the rally golf of me in Mount Washington sideways, that's because I'd never gone to that corner before that as fast. So all of a sudden I'm still in the corner when I'm way faster and I hit that jump before I even realized there was a jump there.
Right. So Freeman's Field, there's the bridge.
Oh, here are your children.
349. Yep, they're right there on the left somehow. 49.
I'm actually in third gear here where I was in fourth too. That's
Ah.
interesting. So I was in a lower gear.
If you were, that would make the reason for spinning more,
Right.
right? You're spinning more. If you're fourth gear, you weren't no wheel spin, so you didn't have much steering. third gear wheel spin, you're gonna have more steering because you're more wheel spin, understeer.
So I'm in fourth gear. I almost went to fifth, but I put my hand back on the wheel. I'm catching up. I'm just carrying way more speed in the five. This is me gaining confidence in my notes, right? Like this is seeing the difference, and that compounds into Icicle Brook, where I was fully committing to flats and sixes that
I think in your career now, you're at that point where your notes are getting good, you're comfortable with the car, you got a good co-driver.
We're
and now,
pretty much at the same point now. 5 minutes, 7 seconds.
It's just so crazy that I ended up happening to have the exact same time.
And that was the same time I got, right?
Which is about 2 seconds slower than you.
That's pretty good though, because it's a fast stage and a heavier, more powerful car is got an advantage on the faster stages.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I definitely, by no means was those 2 perfect runnings. I would feel like a rally champion if I felt like those were fully committed, the exact same times on the notes. So it was more by chance that it came down to the same time.
By not losing time with a road that's more torn up, you were faster the second time. And
Right.
you should get if the road stayed the same, you could get faster and faster because you say, okay, last time I braked too early and this time I won't brake as early. So you should feel good about the fact that you've weeded out the car troubles, the navigation troubles, making notes, your own confidence. You had to get through a crash, a breakdown, a run out of gas, all those things kind of chip away at your confidence.
Right.
So you're building up to it, and like you said, soon enough you'll be beating the old guy in the AMC.
And I committed to Concord Pond, I was gonna do the jump, right? I hadn't done that yet. I was I kind of eliminated a lot of things before I was gonna really commit to a jump that I knew was a jump. And so when that went so well the first time, that was that confidence boost that I kind of needed.
Then you went faster at the end.
And so it's that is just compounding confidence creates these scenarios, which then I guess the crash eventually someday may happen, but as of now, it's I'm just finding all those little opportunities for speed.
And the confidence comes from experience and practice and knowledge and time spent. And what I know when some drivers, they try to mess with you, try to get you to mess with your head, they're always trying to mess with your confidence.
Right.
The old trick of looking at your wheel before you leave and go, oh boy, how many lug nuts are you supposed to have? Or they always try to chip away at that confidence. So you're trying to constantly get more confidence and hang on to it.
Right.
And by making fewer mistakes, having better prep, it all makes it so you can commit. It's so hard in rallying to get all the pieces all to work together for every single stage of the rally. It's only the top guys can do that.
Right. To feel it though is an amazing feeling, right? That's why we do this, the whole thing, just to get one stage where it all came together.
Right, it's like a golf ball. You landed on the green once in your life, you're addicted to golf. But you're not going to get another one.
So this ended our first day, and then rolling into the second day, I made few mistakes overall, but I really got comfortable continuing to get in the stages. Wilson Mills is a big uphill stage, and I found issues with being in the right gear. I've never, finally finding speed. Now I need to know if I need to be in third or fourth.
Optimize your gear choice.
Right, so I got the second chance to run it again, and I was much faster and just was able to test little things like that. And then at the start of the last stage, I was about a minute from being in first place, and I was 6 minutes or so from being in third, so I was in a comfortable spot. Martin and I agreed we wanted to go to the podium and drive there and buy pies for the team, so we wanted to finish the rally, right? So we got to the North Road, did the stage. We did it slower than a lot of the field, but we were comfortable with the time that we had. And we get to the end of the rally, and we see Jesse Witzel hadn't had a stage time, and we're trying to figure out what happened to him, and he had some issues, and I talked with him after, and he didn't have fuel in the car, and then he tried to start it too many times, and the battery died, so he needed a tug, and kind of almost like my issues at Ohio. So but he ended up getting a stage time and beat me by 30 seconds on the stage, but still had too many time penalties where I barely beat him. So I actually ended up winning my class and 13th overall in the rally, which just was an overwhelming feat and opportunity. And, based on stage times, Jesse should have beat me, but it's also kind of rally. And I wanted to get your perspective on that. I even said it in my speech, you know, Jesse deserves the first place, but I think that's is rally a little too, right? Like sometimes you just finish the rally and you sometimes deserve to win just because you did that.
Well, right. It's the one that makes the fewest mistakes, right? Jesse made a mistake. That's why he had a fuel problem.
Right.
So you made one less mistake than him.
Right.
But the biggest thing with that is that you went into that last stage knowing, all right, I'm not going to go try to chase him down. This
Right.
is unrealistic. You know, he's a minute ahead. He's been beating you regular. You were good with just trying to get to the end.
Right.
And then you won anyway.
Right.
Because many times I have won rallies not because I was the fastest guy, because I made every stage without mistakes. And so, you know, everybody's gonna have a problem. I have a few more problems than the most because I'm trying to develop a car.
Right.
But most people are gonna spin out, or there's gonna be one or two problems. But the winner is gonna have fewer problems. And so you just was, I wouldn't say smarter. You just made
More
fewer
calculated.
mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important to know that you got to finish in order to finish first, right? That old saying. So you made fewer mistakes. Next time,
We'll see
maybe
what happens.
Jesse won't let that happen again.
So it was an awesome opportunity for me. You know, I got first place. One thing, if you're ever on a podium, champagne spray in the eyes hurts really bad. So I would try to avoid that if at all possible. Only other big thing I learned that night, and that took a few minutes to kind of be able to see again.
Well, what else did Martin teach you with that last thing?
Don't go on the podium.
Don't
You'll
even
see my
show up.
pictures are by myself because Martin, with 50 years of experience, knows just don't show up to the podium.
You're gonna get sprayed with champagne.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's
that
part of
was-
the fun, though.
I was more than happy to have the experience. So I have to say thanks to everyone involved. Tim, obviously, everything you've done. 9 years of developing me and getting a chance to go to do that rally. TRF and Ryan and the crew and all the guys. Jared Ainsworth came out a few videos ago. He showed you how to break down the transmission, transaxle. And you know, just all these guys that came together to help get the car to the finish. And Martin, obviously, sitting next to me, being crazy enough to do so, and all the media and the crew that have helped put these videos together. It's my time to say thank you. So it was a great opportunity. And I guess my next thing is STPR. That's probably my last rally of the year, and I think you might sit that one out and go do LSPR is kind of the plan for you.
I think so, yeah.
We'll have maybe one more rally each this year, and we'll break both of those down individually. And yeah, I think any other notes from New England from you, or anything else that you want to share?
No, but I told you sooner or later you're gonna be beating me. Am I right again? 13th overall.
Yeah.
Who knows what if I would have finished, but I didn't.
I think you'd have been 12th.
That's okay.
All right.
I'm happy and proud of you.
We appreciate you guys for watching, and please let us know in the comments if there's any other questions you have from the rallies or want to know more about if you're ever going to go rally, what we can sit and talk about. We'd love to share our experience with you. So thank you so much. Chat soon.